All right, calling to order. We have an agenda in front of us. Can we get a motion to approve, please, if there are no amendments?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Approval of the minutes from April 7. If there are no changes, can we get a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. We had an administrative approval, case number 475A. I'm assuming nobody wants to discuss that. All right, moving on. Case number 476, COA requested by the City of Oxford for changes to City Hall location at 107 Courthouse Square.
This building should look familiar to everyone as we're sitting in it currently. The City of Oxford seeks approval for several changes to the existing City Hall building. These changes are part of an overall project to relocate Visit Oxford into this building and to accompany planned interior changes. 107 Courthouse Square is a contributing structure in the Courthouse Square Historic District. And I broke out the items in your staff report with relevant recommendations from the design guidelines. The first is to remove existing double hung window to install a new visitor's entrance on the side. An existing double hung window will be removed to allow for a new side entrance into the building, which will serve as the public entrance into the new Oxford Visitor Center. The new 2-panel door will match adjacent doors in the same elevation, and a new wood and metal awning will be consistent with the existing rear back porch awning. This is consistent with the design guidelines recommendation to avoid adding new entrances to front facades or where highly visible from the street, and to use materials appropriate to the building style and similar in detail to the other entrances on the historic building and in the district. The second item is to install new signage, again at that new side entry. The proposed blade sign will be installed above the door and east of the new awning at the new entrance. Measuring approximately 3.7 square feet, it will be of metal or composite material with raised or projected logo and lettering. The sign will not be internally illuminated. And the sign meets the recommendations of the guidelines that muted colors that complement the softened tones of historical structures or facades are most effective. And that sign should be located so as not to affect or disturb any original architectural details. The third item, to replace existing rear doors and install a new exhaust fan grille. The current doors are not consistent in style or head height, and the proposed new 2-panel wood doors with glass panels will both remedy that issue, as well as provide consistency between the rear doors and the visitor center doors, so all the side and rear doors will be consistent. As noted above, the new door is appropriate for the building in style and is similar in detail to the other entrances on the building. So staff is recommending approval of the COA, and I will point out that all of these changes to the side and rear are proposed to what is an addition to the original 1886 building that we're sitting in. I believe the rear addition was like circa 1936, but when you look at the exterior of the building, you can tell where that new addition begins, and all of these changes are there. So Jonathan Maddox is here representing the project. If we have questions for him.
All right, commissioners, any question for staff or for Jonathan?
Sign, here's the rear view.
Is the sign on the building, or is it like a?
Yeah, it'll be anchored into the building, but it'll be a two-sided with a blade sign. So you'll see it coming into the park, and you'll see it from the rear parking lot.
It's perpendicular to the building.
Oh, sorry.
Mounts on.
So it's around on that side, sort of going out like that.
So that you can see it if you turn in to the park from the square.
So here, so you can see the side view of it.
I don't know why those boxes are on the text, but it's just to the right of the door, right there. So it's in elevation profile. It's very thin.
So you'll be facing it when you're walking through the park.
So pure curiosity, or the whole ground floor is going to be converted to a visitor center?
No, actually only a small portion of it.
Okay.
The back southeast corner of the building.
And that'll be the only way to get to that part of the building. You can't get to it from the back door, or you can.
You can, but there are security issues of that once people get into the building.
Yeah.
So there is accessibility there when needed. There's a door that comes from that space out into the hallway. But the primary entrance from the public would be this one from the plaza park.
So they're not having to redo anything inside?
No, they're doing a lot of work inside.
Oh, okay.
Including kicking Kate out and renovating her office. Yeah, so there's work for the visitor center itself. In this lower part, that's what we need the door for. And then on the main level, there's the tourism council's offices. And there'll be some internal
So the tourism council will be on the main floor,
offices.
and the visitor center is just downstairs. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And then it's also providing more space, I believe, for the artists to stand out a little bit.
We'll keep going, we'll be on this floor. While we are adding a public restroom to the main floor, there is not one, men's and women's. But none of those things require exterior changes, just these things in the basement.
So I can send everybody over here? To use the bathroom?
If they can get up the stairs into the center hall downstairs.
Game changer right here. Is there just gonna be one stall? I mean, I'm serious, art places.
No, in
Excited.
fact, I think there's 2 stalls each.
So outside of, in curiosity of interior configurations, I'm the one who set us off on that tangent, sorry. Anything else for the historic preservation to?
For the exterior.
Yeah, for the exterior? All right, hearing no conversation, is there a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. None opposed. Anything from staff? I've glazed over the staff report. No?
No, nothing's right.
All right.
Say for what it's worth, all of these things have been reviewed by the Mississippi Department of Archives and History, and it's been preliminarily approved. So.
Yeah.
So will there be a bathroom in the visitor center downstairs?
Yes.
I don't understand, this is like changing my life.
You guys still don't want to go to Nelson's and not watch the visitors.
There is,
Isn't using the bathroom in Nelson's part of the square experience? All right, can we hear a motion to adjourn, please?
so then,
Second.
All in favor? Aye. None opposed.